All right, my name is Chuck Williams, and I want to welcome everybody to our Zoom presentation today. And this time slot is going to follow up the Healthy Happy Hour that we have every Saturday at noon Central Time. And Versile Shaw is going to basically give the presentation. Versile, before you get started, I want to read this disclaimer. Any statements in this presentation, they have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Isagenix products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Results not typical. Want to make sure I was recording. Results not typical. Weight loss, muscle gain, lifestyle, and other results depicted in this presentation reflect the exceptional experiences of Isagenix customers and should not be construed as typical or average. Results vary with individual effort, body composition, eating patterns, time, and other factors, such as genetic and physical makeup. In a study performed in 2012 by University of Illinois at Chicago researchers, subjects lost an average of 9 pounds after 30 days on the Isagenix system. The subject also had a greater level of adherence and had more consistent weight loss from week to week compared to subjects on a nutritional diet. The ability to earn income from the Isagenix team compensation plan depends on many factors, including the individual associate's business, social, and sales skills, personal ambition and activity, availability of time and financial resources, and access to a large network of family and friends and business contacts. Isagenix cannot and does not guarantee any particular level of earnings. Even associates who dedicate a significant amount of time, effort, and personal funds may not achieve a meaningful level of success. For average earnings, please refer to the Isagenix earnings disclosure statement at isagenixearnings.com. I now want to turn our call over to Versile Shaw, but before I ask you a few questions, Versile, I don't know how long Carol Tonkin is going to be able to join us here, but she is one of the company's ISA millionaires. She's one of my mentors in the business, whether she knows it or not. And so, Carol, I know I didn't prep you for this, but if you could just give Versile maybe a word or two of encouragement from your experience with Isagenix. I know he'd love to hear your short story and just a word of encouragement from you. So if you can do that, sorry to put you on the spot, but I am.
Because we're expecting some remnants of that hurricane. So here's the cool thing about Isagenix. You can do this anywhere, anytime, and you can fit it into your busy life, or you can actually go at it with intent. So the way I started this was I wanted the product. So I was a product user. I wanted to come in because I knew about New Zealand whey. I knew about the proteins, and I needed to lose some weight. So really, I just came in. I didn't care about the networking part. I didn't care about the money. We already were pretty good. But when I started sharing with people, I started physically, I had a transformation. I lost like 25 pounds and 50 inches, and people were like asking me, they're like, are you shrinking? They're like, are you getting shorter? I'm like, I'm not getting shorter. I'm like, going the other way. Pay attention, people. So that was, the first thing I'm going to say is be a product of the products, because that's your billboard. That's your $1 billion, that's your sales pitch. So I didn't intend to make money, and they just started sending me money because I was showing up and helping other people. So that's as easy as it gets. This is what I want to say about Millionaire is that this is the only place I know of you can accumulate $1 million, not exactly sure how it happened, and feel like you're just getting started. So welcome aboard. We're glad to have you on the team, and we're so excited for you, and such great expectation of what's going to come forth. So be blessed, and we're going to do great today.
Awesome.
Carol.
Thank you very much, Carol. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Same here, buddy.
You'll meet her in person in Charlotte in about 60 plus days. So before I turn it over to you and start our interview, I do want to give Michael Weeder, my role, the opportunity to just welcome you. So Michael, I see you out there and you're unmuted. So if you want to say a few words to Versile, he's going to get started when you're done.
Sure, I appreciate it. I want to say hello to everybody out there. And Carol, I appreciate you sharing. Looking forward to seeing you in the next 60 days as well at the Cepeda event. And, the one thing that I wanted to say, I've been in the industry for a long time, guys, for, over 25 years now in various phases as the owner of a company, as the investor in a company, as a representative, as consultants for for different companies. I've watched this company since 2002 for the last 15 years. They've been the quiet giant in the industry. The reason that I got involved with Isagenix was not just because of the products, and I've had phenomenal results on the products, but also this is a company from a business standpoint that can absolutely also not only physically and from a health standpoint change your life, but also change your life financially as well. It's a company that in our industry, you only have to build one time and it'll pay you for the rest of your life. And that's proven it for, a number of people that have been involved with the company, and just excited to be able to support Versile here. And Versile, I know you're going to be a superstar with the team. And I know this is the first of many of the presentations that you're going to do, and just looking forward to having an opportunity to meet you in person as well. And again, just honored and blessed to have you part of the team.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mike. It's a pleasure.
All right, Versile, let's have some fun, buddy, just like normal. Fun is your middle name, so there's no such thing to that today. Why don't you just quickly tell people your story like you do on Tuesday nights at your successful home meeting. Just share your story with us.
Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome everyone to the call once again. Happy Saturday, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us on this brief call. Just in short, my background is in professional basketball. I played professional basketball for 13 years. I've been fully retired for 11. So we'll get into a little more of that later on in the call. But my family has owned several global businesses that were very successful, and we've had a lot of success as a family unit. But beyond that, just going a little more into depth, one of the things I wanted to talk about is, as a retired professional athlete, I'm comfortable. I was really comfortable. But the one thing that's common among a lot of athletes and just people in general that have been successful is called return on investment, ROI. And, through talking to other professional athletes and various other successful business people, I found that the return on investment is extremely hard to accomplish. And what I mean by that is, you start these companies and you dump money into them, and before you know it, you're dumping more and more money into a company hoping to get a return. And, as I kind of started investigating a little more, if you look at the statistics, most professional athletes are filing bankruptcy probably 6 to 7 years after retirement. The reason being is because they have no income coming in, but they're still putting money out. And, so you start looking at that and you start saying to yourself, okay, how am I going to start maybe not duplicating what I was making as a professional athlete, but getting some money coming back in, so my return. And what you find is it's rare. So when probably a month and a half ago, Chuck presented this opportunity to me, I was a little hesitant. And then after talking it over with my wife, she and I say, well, look, you've invested in other things that haven't turned out great. It's a small investment, and if it turns out great. If not, no harm, no foul. And, so I went I did my homework on Isagenix and found out about the company and how it had been around for 15 plus years and really been sustained. And so, I was like, okay, let's give this a shot. And the more I looked into the company as a whole from top to bottom, not just from a financial side, but from a health and wellness side, it was a no-brainer that this was a great place for me. And so we kind of hung our hat on it, and we've been going really hard at trying to grow the business here the last month and a half. I'm really excited about the ride. So jumping back a little bit, I want to talk to people more so about, not just about the ROI, return on investment, but also about residual income. Because what happens is, as an athlete, like, okay, I'm okay now, but nothing's coming in, everything's going out. So to have something coming back in, I can't express to you guys enough how important that is. And we're speaking with other professional athletes. That's one of the things that you find that just doesn't happen. So again, you retracting a little bit, you go and you start putting money into companies and investing in all these different things. You have stocks here, you have a portfolio of these different businesses that you're trying to get off the ground. And before you know it, your money is gone and nothing's coming back. So residual income is very, very important. And with Isagenix, it's allowed me to be able to see things coming back into my home versus all my money just leaving. And so I can't stress to each and every one of the people that's on the call about just taking a chance on the business side. The products, as Carol said, they speak for themselves. You're going to get results. I'm confident with everyone that I've shared Isagenix with that they get results. And I'm passionate about it. And, you know, it's about creating, lighting that fire in yourself to really, really go after the things you want and the things, and having a desire to accomplish those things. You know, and my short stint in the business, I found that Isagenix sets you up for success. I mean, it really does. Unlike a lot of other businesses, they give you the tools you need. Diane Williams does a great call on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. That goes over the ISA tools. That system, ISA tools, let me just tell you, a company will spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to duplicate what Isagenix has done. And ISA tools allows you to be able to reach people when you're not even on the grid. Like Carol's in the road right now. She may have a campaign drip going on. So there's a lot of tools that's in place to help you be successful if you tap into those. So I would urge everyone, if you haven't already, to log into Diane's call on Saturday mornings. It's really a vital part of what I do, and that's helped me be successful up to this point. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but they have really thought about everything on a global level to help you be successful. Everything they do is to help the people in their business be successful. And that's rare in corporate America as a whole, but especially in home businesses and self-employed people. It's rare that you have all these tools at your disposal. So I would implore everyone to take a look at Diane's call on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and really understand the resources that you have at your fingertips. And finishing up, you know, a couple other things I really want to touch on really quickly is that if you haven't done it, and I'm sure most people on this call have, is to sign up for the ISA Body Challenge. It doesn't cost you anything. You just have to stay, you know, active, which most people are doing anyway if you listen to this call. But sign up for the ISA Body Challenge and really promote that among the people that's on your teams, and try to get them, and, you know, to really buy into the ISA Body Challenge. It's a great community effort. You have support groups there. And so I really would implore people to try to sign up for the ISA Body Challenge. It's been, my wife and I, we signed up, and it's been phenomenal thus far. And we're looking forward to completion. And I think they also, Chuck probably can attest to this a little bit as well, but with ISA Body Challenge, once you complete it, you know, you can get things. The company actually, you know, rewards you for doing something that you should be doing anyway, which is unheard of. So I implore everybody to sign up for the ISA Body Challenge if they haven't already. And one other thing I want to touch on in closing is Express University. I've never been. I'm extremely excited about going. But for what I hear, it's a phenomenal experience. And again, if you're serious about growing your business and you're serious about making a better life for your family and having the freedom that Carol has by being on the road right now, traveling and still being able to work her business from miles and miles away, I implore you to go to Express University. And you know, it's amazing when you hear people's story, because people don't know what they don't know. So it's our job to tell them, to educate them, and to help them along the road. You know, all the time, you know, people, oh, well, you know, I'm not sure, I'm on the fence. They don't know what they don't know. So it's our job, not as salespeople, but as servants, to help them understand the direction that they need to go and to hold their hands and help them be successful. So again, I appreciate everyone joining me on this call. And
hey, you're not done yet.
Although
I got to admit, you covered most of my questions, but there's three things I want you to cover before we wrap up here. Number one, you've got some specific examples of people in your family and friends like Mike who've had some phenomenal results with the product. Let's get into some specifics. Start with your wife, Renee, and then your sister, and then Mike. At least those three. Share those stories with everybody. These are powerful stories.
Yeah, so it's amazing. So my wife, she's been, you know, we've had a couple of kids. Well, she's had a couple of kids. I've just been along for the ride, right? But so my wife we have a couple of kids, and you know, she put on a little weight, and she struggled with gym, going to classes and trying different things, different diets, all these various, you know, you can drop weight quick schemes and stuff. And you know, she was hesitant as well, you know, and a little curious about Isagenix. And when I presented her, well, Chuck presented us, and I told her that she should try it, she has had phenomenal results. My wife has lost close to, I won't give the time frame, but up until this point, she's probably lost close to 15 pounds and countless inches. I don't know the exact inches to date, but countless inches. The last I heard, she had lost close to 18 inches, and that was a couple of weeks ago. So she's getting phenomenal results. She's fired up about the business. She's fired up about the products. And the good thing about this company, as Carol has just said, is that you don't have to sell someone on it. They see your results. And then once they see your results, the product speaks for itself, So that was my wife, which is closest to me. She's had phenomenal results. She's introduced countless other people to the products, and they've all had great results as well. And then my sister, Ann Shaw, she's had phenomenal results. And I was going to save this for a different call, but I'll go into it a little bit now. It's, my sister's had some health challenges, but Isagenix has really brought her back to center and really equalized a lot of the negative things that were happening in her body. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times we, as a society, we base, I guess I would like to say, our accomplishments on what we can see, right? So what's visible to us. But with my sister, I've noticed a different change in her. And I like to call those non-scale victories. And what I mean by that is she has more energy. She's more upbeat. She's pleasant. She's smiling all the time. And so I call that it's just a non-scale victory. It's something that you can't necessarily quantify by the number of pounds she's lost, which she has, but also about how she's feeling about herself as a person. And, she, again, has done multiple different diets and, tried different things. But with Isagenix, it's given her the ability to really feel good about herself, to believe in something, and to have those non-scale victories. And so I implore everyone not to just look at the numbers that's coming off the scale or the inches that someone's losing, but how they really feel about themselves, and really encourage them to continue to share the non-scale victories as well as the on-the-scale victories. I'm just coming from a birthday party for my son. And it's a guy we signed up maybe a while ago, a couple of weeks ago. And he's had phenomenal results. And it's ironic because he came to me when we walked to the birthday party. I had my intention was not to talk about business or not to talk about Isagenix. I just wanted to go and let the kids have fun. He and his wife both came over to me and said that they have both had people come to them personally and ask what he's doing. They want to know. So they're coming to him. He's ready to become an associate, sign up with the business, because he's fired up. He sees the potential of not having to do anything, just be himself. Use the product, and the results come, and then the business side automatically comes. So he's fired up and ready to go. And so that's one of the great things. It's just, again, it's not about being, a salesperson. It's about being a servant, because you have this thing that you just want to, get up on a mountaintop and shout to everyone. And when people see that joy, see your success, they want it. They want to duplicate that. So again, that's a couple of stories that I've found that have really resonated with me. And I'm sure there's countless others as, I get on the calls on Monday and throughout the week, and you hear everyone's testimonies. It's just a great product and a product line. I mean, there's, stuff has been approved by the NCAA and other governing bodies. It's just a well-rounded, solid company, and I encourage everybody just to, just keep pushing forward and to keep promoting the positivity that Isagenix presents.
All right, great, Versile. And a couple things you just mentioned. You mentioned you're on the morning calls. You've been very, I don't want to say religious, because that's not, I'm all about relationship when it comes to spirituality, but you've been very faithful about being on those morning calls. How important are those to you and your belief in the business?
Each call presents something different to me. And as I said, we have various calls throughout the week. I like to start my weeks off on Sunday evenings with a nutrition call, which is I try to get everyone that I come in contact with on the Sunday evening call, and also the happy hour with Stan Yago that goes Monday through Saturday. Those two calls based on nutrition I cannot express enough how valuable they are to getting people to understand how Isagenix really works in the body. And, you know, those two calls are very, very educational, but they also touch people on a very personal level, you know, because they're able to stand, and the gentleman that presents on Sunday night, they're able to touch people on a level where they can understand what they're saying. It's not like someone just, you know, throwing out a lot of macros and grams and, you know, people's heads are spinning. It's any novice, any person that's just getting into nutrition for the first time, they can get on that call and totally understand where both of these gentlemen are coming from. So those two are very important calls that I love listening to. And also the Monday morning call is great because it kind of sets the precedent for the rest of the week. You know, you get on that Monday morning call, whether it's Kathy or Herb or whoever it may be presenting on that particular call, but you get on those calls, and I tell you, it lights a fire into you to go out that day and for the rest of the week, for that matter, and really promote Isagenix and to get your teams fired up. And really, it's very encouraging. So, I feel privileged. I've been on a number of teams. I've won championships with teams. I've done I've had a lot of personal goals that I've accomplished. And I want just to be surrounded by a like-minded group with everyone having the same vision and the same goal. I can't express to you deeply enough how important that is and how it's missing in a lot of different things, because you can be on a professional team, a high school team, a collegiate team, and everyone has their own goals. So you may be on a team with, 10 or 11 other guys, but everyone is driven differently. But with Isagenix, everyone has the same goal, and that is to help people get healthy, give them financial freedom, and just to promote that. I mean, so it's having the same vision in the same direction. I can't even express how rare that is. And to find it all in Isagenix after playing 13 years of professional basketball and countless years in high school and on the collegiate level, to find a true team that from top to bottom, everyone supports each other, it's a rarity. And I implore you guys to really use that.
Versile, I got two more questions. We're going to wrap up within the 30 minutes that you and I had set initially. But you just talked about a team and championship. I mean, it was like you're leading into this next question. We have created a championship challenge team. You're on our team in that contest. And I know you're trying to get all the people on your team into the championship challenge contest. Why do you think that's so important?
Well, the reason why the championship challenge is important is beyond what's on the surface, right? So there's a carrot at the end of or a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, which is the cruise. However, what Isagenix has done is they have set up a system where if you enter this challenge, it's stuff that everyone should be doing on a daily basis or the weekly basis as well. So they set this up to say, okay, if you accomplish these things, if you sign up this number of people, if you get your people into the Ice Body Challenge, if you get your people moving in a direction that's going to help you build your team and make your team more solidified and stronger and energized, then that's one of the things that they have done that most people aren't really paying attention to. They see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, which is the cruise. But beyond that, if you look below the surface, what they have really done is to encourage each leader of a team to get the rest of the guys and the rest of the ladies on the team moving in the same direction. And what that does is it creates this momentum. And so whether or not you succeed and you crack the top 25 to go on a cruise or whatever the case may be, you are really positioning your team to be successful long term. So beyond just the instant gratification of the cruise, long term, you've created a culture among the other people on your team to be successful. And so that's why I implore each and every one of the people on my team to sign up for the cruise. And once you sign up for the challenge, and once you sign up for the challenge, then okay, you need to make sure you sign up for the Ice Body Challenge. So it's all these other things that just creates momentum.
Excellent job. And I'm going to give a couple quick commercials here, and then I'm going to come back to you with a final question. I want you to be thinking about the answer to this question while I'm doing my little commercial here. But the question's simple. When I approached you with Isagenix as a business opportunity, you were weighing this against running one of your family's other companies. I want you to explain to people why you chose Isagenix as opposed to a normal, traditional corporate company that you could have run. But before you do that, I just want to mention everybody, he mentioned the challenge. The championship challenge. You go to isagenix.com, go into your back office, and then in your back office, you'll see contests and promotions. Scroll down, you'll see the links for the championship challenge. Get signed up as an individual, no matter when you're hearing this recording or if you're live, get signed up as an individual right away. Then, if you did it soon enough, like by the 10th of September, go ahead and get a team together. Get a team of 6 together and do this as a team. But at the very least, do it as an individual because like Versile said, the things they're measuring are the income-producing activities that you should be doing anyway. Secondly, he mentioned the Healthy Happy Hour that Stan Yago does every Monday through Saturday at noon Central Time. To get the details on that, just simply go to teamofhope.com, teamofhope.com, and you'll see the entire schedule of presentations. Look specifically for the Healthy Happy Hour. It has literally put a fire on our business because people are getting their health questions answered, their confidence and the belief level goes way up, and then they can't wait to share with other people. So Stan, thank you for doing that. And then last but not least is our main site, and that's our mentor's site, besetfreelife.com. That's Herb and Patty Cepeda's site. That's where you're going to find access to the daily morning calls, the Sunday night call, the entire system that Herb and Patty Cepeda put in place, besetfreelife.com. So, Versile, as we close out today's presentation, by the way, let me be the first to congratulate you. You did a phenomenal job. Why don't you share with us your thought process on why you chose Isagenix? And before you do, let me say one more thing. When I presented this to you over a lunch one day, you were sharing with me your calling and your purpose. And I wrote this down. You said, my calling is mentoring people, sharing life experiences, and helping others. That's what you said your calling and purpose was. Now, share for us, first of all, the decision you had to make and why Isagenix, and then wrap up with this. Go ahead, sir.
So for me, when Chuck presented me with the opportunity of Isagenix, and I truly like to think of it as an opportunity. The reason that I chose Isagenix was, I could go and sit in an office and, just punch numbers and crunch a computer and kind of isolate and tell people what to do. But as Chuck said, my calling was, on a personal level, was to touch as many people as I could and inspire as many people as I could. And, just to help them get healthy and find a better way, find financial freedom. And being among people and having the ability to reach the masses through a company like Isagenix has been priceless. A lot of times, people find themselves in jobs. They may even like the job. I think, Herb mentioned on one of the calls here recently, meeting a young lady who was comfortable in her job and her position. But is that true freedom? Is that freedom to do what you want, when you want, where you want? And for me, being locked down to a desk in an office, just so that I could have what we kind of touched on earlier, which is the residual income, that wasn't where I wanted to be. I wanted to have freedom. I wanted to be able to, if I wanted to leave, and not saying that I couldn't being in charge, but it's still a difference being able to actually work your business from, thousands of miles away. And, it's just, I really can't, it's a feeling that I get when I actually speak about this. I get excited. I get happy. It makes me feel good to really share what Isagenix has done on a personal level and on a spiritual level. Because what I mean by that is, a lot of times, you kind of touch on stuff on a personal level, but when you're whole, and what I mean by whole, when you're happy and you're successful and your finances are in order and your health are in order, the spirituality comes. You feel more in tune with what's around you, the people that you're coming in contact with, and then it can better help you to help those people. When you know yourself, you can help other people find out what their why is. And that's one of the things that the company is all about, finding your why. what makes you tick, what makes you a better person, knowing your why. And so Isagenix versus a corporation has really allowed me to really understand my why as an individual, which is to help people become successful on whatever level that is, whether it's financially or from a health standpoint, whatever it is, that's my calling, is to touch as many people as I can and to help them be successful on whatever level they want to be, because success is measured in a multitude of ways, and it's all relative. So what one person may think is successful, another person may not. So my calling is to help every person be successful on whatever that level is and whatever makes them happy. And so again, Chuck, I appreciate you, guiding me through this first presentation. I truly appreciate it. It was a little bit of pressure with Mike being on and Carol being on, but again, I would like to thank those guys for joining us on this first call, and I truly appreciate all the support that everyone has given me.
All right, I've unmuted everyone. If you'd like to show your appreciation, just tell Versile real quick how happy you are that he did this. So Versile, thank you from all of us.
Hey, it was perfect. It's great.